Hi there, it's Professor Monty, and let's answer the question, what is a one-to-one function? All right, so a function is one-to-one. Sometimes we just write it 1-1 for one-to-one. If each different input has a different output. So note what this means backwards, which we're going to call the inverse function. I'll make another video on that. I'll link it to this. Backwards is also a function. So here's an example. I've got f. The domain is 1, 2, 3. The range is A, B, and C. 1 goes to A, 2 goes to B, 3 goes to C. So each of the different inputs goes to a different output. If I write that out as points, 1A, 2B, 3C, you see that's a function. But the interesting part is if I go backwards from this, A goes to 1, B goes to 2, C goes to 3. So I've written that here, A1, B2, C3. That's a function as well. We would write that f inverse. We write a little -1 for the inverse function. But backwards, it's still a function. That means this is one-to-one. One thing here goes to one thing there. One thing here comes from one thing. That's what a one-to-one function is. Here's another example. This is still a function. Because remember, to be a function, each input goes to one output. 4 goes to D, 5 goes to D, 6 goes to E. Each of these things in the domain only goes one place. And so if I write it up, 4 goes to D, 5 goes to D, 6 goes to E, that's a function. But if I go backwards, D goes 2 places. So just based on that piece right there, it can't be a function if I go backwards. So the original one was a function. Going backwards, it's not a function, so it's not one-to-one because I have both of these. The X value, or the input, goes to 2 different outputs. So that means this wasn't one-to-one. It's really easy to see picture-wise because each thing in the domain went to one place, but each thing in the range didn't come from one place. So it's still a function, not one-to-one. So if going that way, this is how we know it's a one-to-one function. Each thing in the domain goes to exactly one place. They're all different. Still a function. Each thing in the domain went to one place, but they weren't all different, so it's not one-to-one. Okay? That's the idea. Learn that because we're going to use that as we go forward.